Hi, I'm Kelsey Weaver, the publisher for Bank Director. The banking industry is in an age of transformation. We live in an increasingly digital world, and how customers interact with companies of all kinds impacts how they expect to interact with their bank. Further, younger consumers may be just as likely to choose fintech providers for their various financial needs instead of their local bank. In this board brief, which is part of our online training series, I'll describe the digital trends impacting the industry and provide examples of how banks and fintech firms are meeting the needs of today's digital-savvy consumer. While many tie digital trends to the younger generation, a growing number of Americans, from kids to soccer moms to retirees, increasingly rely on mobile devices to navigate their lives. Smartphones are used by 2/3 of adults in the U.S., according to the Pew Research Center, and almost half say they can't live without them. Most Americans use their mobile phones to connect, both with their friends and with businesses. Walmart is still the world's biggest retailer in terms of sales volume, but the online retailer Amazon surpassed Walmart in market cap last year. People are increasingly making transactions online, and they're passing the high expectations set by Amazon, lower pricing, convenience, and good customer service, to other businesses, including your bank. And when technology is implemented correctly, the cost savings can be significant. A KPMG study found that a mobile transaction is 43 times less expensive than a transaction made in the branch. More than half of smartphone owners use mobile banking, according to the Federal Reserve. In our second quarter issue of Bank Director magazine, we found that the best mobile apps in banking take design cues from Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Uber. Capital One, USAA, Bank Mobile, Simple, and GoBank provide their customers with a simple and easy digital experience. Is your bank's mobile app meeting these expectations? Even for in-person purchases, you can bet that the consumer is using Google to read reviews and to get more information. Or they're checking social media channels like Facebook. Does your bank have a social media strategy in place? Bank Director ranked the best users of social media in its second quarter issue. Banks like PNC and USAA promote their community and respond to their customers quickly. It's not only big banks that are successful in creating online communities, though. For example, Citizens Bank of Edmond in Oklahoma spends very little on traditional advertising, focusing instead on social media. By doing so, the bank has been able to significantly grow attendance at its monthly street festival to 20,000 people, creating tremendous buzz for the bank and its community. Even the CEO, Jill Castilla, is active on social media. She says that doing so allows her to personally engage in the community and draw business to the bank. Your customers will be talking about you, even if your bank isn't on Facebook or Twitter. Don't let that conversation, whether it's good or bad, deter you from taking a proactive, strategic approach to social engagement. How can you address the problems and concerns of your customers if you aren't listening? Make sure you have a designated person or team engaging with your customers. It's also a good practice to have a social media policy that outlines expectations of employee behavior on social media channels, both to protect your brand and to comply with regulations. Some fintech providers take social media a step further. Venmo is a mobile wallet owned by PayPal that allows users to pay friends and family in the U.S. Late last year, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman said that Venmo's users visit the app almost daily, even though the average user only completes a transaction once or twice a week. Customers are actively engaging through Venmo. Why? Venmo's created a social network within its app, and users want to see what their friends have purchased. This approach has resulted in significant growth. Consumers transferred $3.2 billion using the app in the first quarter of this year alone, which is an increase of more than 150% year over year. Many of Venmo's users are in their 20s, and your bank shouldn't discount the millennial generation, which just last year surpassed baby boomers in size. These are your future customers. And right now, many of them face major financial hurdles, like buying a first home, paying down student loans, and other debt. A survey conducted last year by the technology firm iQuantify found that millennials, ages 21 to 35, are saddled with an average of $43,000 in debt, and they want financial guidance. Your bank could create lifelong customers if it's there for this generation now versus later. One fintech firm looking to make lifelong customers of millennials is SoFi, which started off making student loans. The marketplace lender also offers career coaching tailored to its customers, assistance in finding a job, and an entrepreneurship program that connects members with each other and with potential investors. SoFi has expanded into personal and mortgage loans and even wants to play matchmaker for its customers by hosting events and developing a dating app. SoFi may focus on millennials, but with products and services that appeal to its customer base, combined with a faster and more customer-friendly experience, it embodies many of the elements of the new digital experience. Many fintech firms, including SoFi, promise lower fees and a more transparent experience, which appeals to today's consumer. The banking industry's reputation has taken a beating since the financial crisis, and whether that reputation is deserved or not, many consumers, particularly millennials, associate banking with opaque fees and fine print. But banks can be just as transparent as fintech firms. Joe Bartolotta from Eastern Bank, based in Boston, told the audience at Bank Director's recent Growing the Bank conference that the bank keeps an empty chair, labeled customer, that's present at every meeting. Are you keeping the customer in mind when you make strategic decisions about the bank's products and services? You'll also want to examine your bank's current product offering. How many checking products does your bank offer, for example? It's easier to be transparent when your products are less complex. Many fintech firms offer one product, or at most a handful. Bank Mobile, the digital subsidiary of Customers Bancorp, offers a free checking account, a high-yield savings account, and a line of credit. Simple, now part of BBVA, offers a digital deposit account with personal financial management tools. That's it. Fintech firms are also masters at using data. It's how the marketplace lenders are able to make such quick decisions and get cash into their customers' hands. The banking industry has a wealth of information at its fingertips. Eastern Bank and Wells Fargo recently introduced digital small business loans available to current customers. These banks are able to leverage the data from these current relationships to make faster decisions, just like their fintech competitors. Banks don't have to go it alone when it comes to their organization's digital transformation. Most community banks would be hard-pressed to establish an innovation lab or dedicate a team of technologists to developing a new product. But there are many companies that are willing and able to partner with traditional banks for mutual benefit. Many fintech firms can be a friend to the industry rather than a foe. A forward-thinking board and executive team should pay attention to what current and future customers need and find the right technology partners to deliver the right solutions. At least one executive should be responsible for the bank's innovation initiatives, and the board should be up to speed on industry trends. One final note. A survey by the consulting firm Capgemini found that 96% of bankers say that the industry is evolving toward a digital ecosystem. In many ways, we're already there. However, many of these bankers, 87%, say that their core systems can't support this evolution. Is your bank ready to weather a digital transformation? Thank you for joining me for this board brief, part of Bank Director's online training series.